What's up, everybody? This is Ken Pozek, real estate agent here in Orlando, Florida. And today we're going on a celebrity boat tour on the Butler Chain of lakes. We're going to meet my friend, Captain Mike, and he's going to show us a whole tour of like dozens of celebrity homes. You're going to be amazed to see who actually has a house or has had a house here in Windermere, Florida. Stay tuned.
Right over there is the house of a famous baseball player who played for the Detroit Tigers and also the Texas Rangers. And in fact, he had to stop playing baseball just 3 years ago or so. But don't feel bad, because he had a contract for about $145 million.
I think I know who this is.
Which it looks like he's applying to the house. You think you know who it is?
I do.
Yeah. So, by the way, the original part of the house is in the middle. The right-hand side is actually an addition that was done 2 years ago. Now, there's a beautiful home next to it, but it's dwarfed compared to the two houses on either side. Look at this house over here.
Almost looks like that's their guest house, right?
Yes. So this house over here, well, we call this the Darden House because this was built by Mr. Darden of Darden Restaurants. Perhaps you know Olive Garden, Season 52,
yep.
Eddie V's, the list goes on and on. Mr. Darden built this home, 13,000 square foot, beautiful home, and never moved in.
No kidding.
Instead, he gave it to his daughter for her 30th birthday.
I need a dad like that. You know, wouldn't it be nice to have a dad who gives you a $13 million house?
That would be nice.
All right, so 50,000 square feet, is that the biggest house on the lake?
Oh, it's not. In fact, well, what do you think David Siegel said when he realized to his new wife when he realized they wouldn't be living there?
Probably that he needed to build something bigger and better.
I think so. Don't worry, honey. I'll build you a bigger one. So
are we going to see it?
Let's go see it.
Let's do it. All right, awesome.
They set out to do that, and while they were traveling, just became inspired by the palace at Versailles and decided, we're going to build a big house. We're going to call it Versailles. A little presumptuous, but that's what they decided to do. And it became such a process, taking a long time, that there was even a documentary film made out of it called The Queen of Versailles.
It's on Netflix, right?
Exactly.
Yeah, right. And then how long has that project been going on, do you know?
15 years or so.
It's a long time. And the square footage of it, like when it's finished, do you know what the size of it's going to be?
Well, let me say it this way. They interviewed David Siegel in the movie. Mr. Siegel, you're building a bigger house? Oh, yes. Our house, when it's completed, will be the largest single-family residence in America at 91,000 square feet.
All right, Mike, so my first episode of Cribs on MTV that I ever watched, this house was on there. What are we going to see?
We're seeing Shaquille O'Neal's house.
Yes.
Of Orlando Magic. Is that what you were thinking
That's
about?
right, yeah, exactly.
There it is. If you see the blue roof with the sun glinting off of it, this is the Orlando Magic color. You know, Shaq bought this house when he was 19 years old.
In 1990?
Around 94 or so.
Yeah, okay.
And did a number of things to it. He bought it from a couple. And he said, I don't need the tennis court. Let's just convert that to a full-size indoor NBA basketball court.
Of course, yeah.
Which he did. And he said to the same builder, I want to dive in the pool. And the builder said, you're 7 feet tall. So I want to dive in the pool. So they dug him out a deeper pool there, which is now 14 feet deep, so he could dive in the pool. All told, when you consider all the living space that he's covered up with additional roofing, about 65,000 square feet.
Yeah.
So really massive house. I know that in his master bedroom used to be a round bed that was 35 feet across.
Of course, yeah. And I know they were on the market. He was on the market for 28 million, and then he dropped it to 21 million. It's off the market right now, but we'll see. We'll see what happens, I guess, right?
I think we will. It's empty now.
That's right.
This is a beautiful home here that actually used to belong to Mr. Lou Pearlman. He doesn't live here anymore. He frankly died in federal prison, just last year at the age of 62. But he lived here while he was managing the boy bands NSYNC with Justin Timberlake, Backstreet Boys. And yeah, he turned out to be quite a crook, because not only did he embezzle a lot of money from the bands, but he also went on to put together one of the largest Ponzi schemes in the history of the USA, netting him over $300 million. But he eventually was caught and put into prison.
All right, so we've got two houses here you mentioned. So who lives on the right up there?
On the right-hand side is a house that used to belong to the actor Wesley Snipes.
Nice.
8,500 square feet, valued about $4.5 million. You know, Wesley ended up getting some bad tax advice.
I heard that.
Had to go to prison for 3 years, and he lost that house as part of that process. And it was sold by the courts to a lady inventor who invented the ab roller. And she made approximately $50 million off of that, and apparently lives here to this day.
That's awesome. Who's over on the left?
Yeah. Next to her is the house where Tiger Woods lived most of his time here in Isleworth.
Ah.
This is where the incident went down, where his wife saw some text messages that weren't meant for her.
Oh, no kidding.
Yeah, and so I think she decided to decorate his car with a golf club, bashed a hole in it, and he ended up wrapping it around a fire hydrant and had to go visit our local hospital. Anyway, Tiger Woods, famous golfer, lived here up until 3 years ago. He sold the home to Bubba Watson, another professional golfer, who lived here up until just a year ago.
Nice.
You know, straight ahead of us here is a condominium. We're at Bay Hill Golf Course and Country Club, and this is the marina. Straight ahead of us is a condominium where Arnold Palmer and his wife Winnie lived.
Right on the corner there?
It's this very corner unit, all 3 stories here. And, you know, he said, I don't need to live in some big fancy house. Let's just live right here in the condo. And so what did they do with all their money? They didn't, build Versailles. They built Children's Hospital in downtown Orlando. That's what the Palmers did, and that's where they lived.
All right, so one of my wife's favorite singers, performers, is Justin Timberlake. I hear he has a place around here.
Right behind us here is Mr. Justin Timberlake's house back when he was in NSYNC, working for Lou Pearlman, whose house we saw. This is where Justin Timberlake lived. Now, if you look closely at the backyard, there's actually a golf green and a practice sand trap in there, because he really enjoyed playing golf. So that was part of the landscape there that has remained. There's also a rumor that I pass along as an absolute fact, that at one point J-Lo actually lived here with him as well.
Oh, that's awesome.
Justin Timberlake.
So 11 lakes, dozens of celebrities, amazing views. Mike, thanks so much for taking us on the tour. I appreciate it. How can people get a hold of you if they want to schedule a tour?
Well, we have a website, butlerchainlaketours.com.
That's awesome. I'll be giving you a 5-star review later today. I so appreciate it.
Thank you.
And listen, make sure you subscribe to our videos. We're doing a lot of cool stuff here in Orlando. We'll see you guys on the next video. That's it. Oh, man. Thanks again.